Hey guys, it's me, Charles Ryan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome to my channel. If you're not new, welcome back. Sorry if I sound like hell or look like hell. It's been a rough couple of days. Oklahoma forgot to take her bipolar medication, so I have allergies. So I just had to bite the bullet and do this video because my editor has been on my arse. So I'm just gonna... Alright guys, this is embarrassing. I pre-recorded 2 videos. I sent them to my editor, and knowing my luck, the gods of irony decided to mess with me, and my editor told me that one of the videos had time-lapsed, and they can't fix it, so y'all are only getting this one pre-recorded video, so we'll be back to our normal scheduled program next week, hopefully. So enjoy this video, and while y'all do that, I'm going to go have a crash out in my shower. So yeah, I'm sorry if I sound a bit like, if I sound like hell, look like hell, just deal with it. It's okay. We're gonna get through this. Okay, so anyway, today's video is gonna be my scariest paranormal experience. Let's hope we don't have any technical difficulties this time. And just so you know, if you start to hear weird shit in the background, it always happens when I talk about this stuff. So yeah, anyway, we're just gonna get into it. Like I've said in the past, I'm into all things paranormal, supernatural, magical, occult, all that stuff. I love it all. And also, just so you know, if looks like I'm sweating, it's because I am sweating. I'm in a goddamn moon in an 80 degree house. So anyway, so yeah, I'm into all that stuff. So with my family, one thing we've brought into our family, whether it's been significant others, relatives that didn't believe in things, one thing we've always told people is if you're around us long enough, you're going to experience something. And something that happens in our family a lot is that when my mom's mom had it happen to her a lot, whenever she got sick or really tired or ill, things would come around and mess with her when there was things that would happen. Same thing has happened to relatives of mine. It's just, we have that thing in our family, like whenever things just know we're not feeling good or we're weak or we're tired, they tend to come around and try and mess with us. And if you're around us long enough, you're bound to experience something. And one thing we always tell people, one thing my grandfather always said was, don't let it make a believer out of you. And so let's flash back to, I'm turning 22. So let's turn this back to, I may be already 22 by the time y'all see this. I don't know when this is going to come out. Tuesday, my dates are mixed up. Anyway, so let's turn it back to, I think I was 18 years old. I'm turning 22, so this was about 4 years ago. Mind you, I've experienced a lot of weird shit. A lot of stuff with my family. My family as a whole has experienced weird things. We've all had our own paranormal experiences, but I'm one, because I dabble in a lot of things. I study a lot of stuff, so like, I'm very open to it. And one thing that started happening to me the last like 4 or 5 years was that things come around when I'm very, very ill and very tired and can't really keep things away, if you know what I mean. If you're someone that can block things out, when you're sick and you're tired and you're not just mentally tired, but physically, and then it causes one to make the other one tired. So when you're physically tired, it makes you mentally tired. When you're mentally tired, it makes you physically tired. So it just takes a toll on both. So usually when that happens, and I'm very weak at the time, things like to come around and try and mess with me or really anyone around me. And I actually, it was about 4 years ago, I was 18. I had just freshly went completely blind. I had hemorrhaged. A lot of things were just going bad in my life at the time. A lot of stuff was going on with relatives and just a lot of, things that were happening, a lot of chain reactions caused, and it took a toll, and I went blind. And, that wasn't the thing that was like messing with me. I just had a lot of stuff going on at the time. Anyway, so I was supposed to go to a comedy show. If y'all know me, I love Chelsea Lynn as Trailer Trash Tammy. Sorry if my speech gets a little messed up. Anyway, I was supposed to go see her comedy show in Wichita like 3 or 4 years ago. I think it might have been 4 years ago because I had just went freshly blind. Like, it hadn't been but maybe maybe about 6 months, I had been freshly completely blind. At the time when I had went blind, to give y'all some context, when I went blind, when my right eye, I wasn't able to see at all out of my left eye. I haven't been able to see out of my left eye since I was 13 years old when it failed. And my right eye, when it failed, I had hemorrhaged. So at the time, I can't see anything out of it now, but at the time, all I saw was blood and veins. So it made you feel very gross all the time. All I saw was blood clots and veins because the light, I could still see light through it. So your whole eye, it just looked like if somebody took blood and glossed it over your eye. So I couldn't see it. I could see shadows move past my eyes sometimes if you did it the right way. And I could see blood clots and veins constantly moving and busting. It just was a very horrible time. And that took a toll on me, not just physically, but mentally. So fast forward. That's just to give you all some context about what I'm about to say. And here's the thing. I could tell the difference between a blood clot, a vein, and what could have been a person's shadow that walked past me or was in front of me. Because here's the thing, the blood, the veins, and the clots were constantly moving. They never stayed still for more than maybe a couple seconds. And then this day, I was supposed to go to this comedy show. We were supposed to go all the way to Wichita, Kansas, which is about 3-4 hours away. So it was going to be like a day trip. We were going to make a day out of it. I wake up and something is horribly wrong with me. I am so sick. I'm vomiting. I am freezing to my core. There was nothing wrong with me the day before. There was nothing wrong with me the night before. I had been completely and totally sick. And I was freezing so bad. My body was shaking. My teeth were chattering. My bones were hurting so bad. Mind you, this wasn't me being I wasn't sick. I had no symptoms, no nothing. I seriously, it felt like I was dying. I was crying because here's the thing. It takes a lot for me to cry. Emotional stuff, mental stuff does not make me cry. But when it comes to my body, my body can only take so much and then I start to cry because that's the only way I can get it out. Because it's not about feeling sorry for myself. It's because I'm angry and irritated that my body just isn't working right. And I genuinely had no clue what was happening to me. I was freezing so bad. They had turned, mind you, this is in the middle of summer. We turned on the heat. I was covered up. I could not get warm for the life of me. It was so bad. My mom and brother had to lay next to me because my body was shaking so bad I couldn't stop moving. So they laid there literally trying to keep my body still for me to try and calm down. Long story short, we ended up not going to this comedy show, which I was horribly disappointed about. And we went at this time. My family's they all knew we weren't going to be able to go that day. I told them I was so disappointed. They knew I was. And my mom was like, okay, you just got to get out of the house. You got to go outside. Because at the time I hadn't been getting out very much. I still don't. But at the time, this was very new to my family. I wasn't getting out very much. I was very much becoming not just a recluse, but it was I just didn't want to be around no one and nothing. And this was going to be the thing that was going to get me out. And so when I wasn't able to, I was disappointed. My family was disappointed. And so my mom was like, you just got to get out. Even if it's for 10 minutes, just go sit outside on the porch so you can get some fresh air. You need to get some sunlight. You need to get some fresh air, just something to get away from this. And so I was like, all right, okay. So, and I went to go take a shower, got ready, got dressed. I went and sat outside for 10 minutes and we were all talking. And finally I was just I can't do this. So I told everybody, my dad and my older brother went to go get us food. My sister, I think she went to go do something. I can't remember. And my mom and little brother, I was just I'm going to go inside. I was I'm not feeling well. I'm going to go lay down until they bring the food. And so they're okay, just let us know if you need anything. I was all right. I go inside. Mind you, I had been carrying my towel around me to keep it around my head because my head was hurting. So cold water on it just kept it okay. And so I went back inside. And to understand the layout of our home, I went back in our home. Mind you, there's no one in our house. No one. Just me. I went in. The house was pitch black because I had also started to get a migraine. So I turned on the living room light. But the living room and kitchen run straight together. So if you walk into our house as our living room, you go straight ahead. There's the kitchen. But it's divided by a couch. I walked over sat on that couch. It was a recliner. I sat there. And mind you, every light in our house is off because I can feel it's off. And my eyes were dim enough to know parts of the room that had no lights on. So I just knew the overhead was on. I was sitting there, mind you, I could see the blood and stuff in my eye. I always tried to keep them closed because I was getting gross. Like, I felt just sick that all I saw all the time was blood. And so I start hearing something. And to mind you, at this time, we were moving things around the house. We were moving boxes and bags. Like, we were moving things from one room to another. So we had a lot of stuff moved around. And so I was sitting in there, and to mind you, I know what our cat sounds like. Like, you know what it sounds like when your cat runs. You know, like, how they walk, they run, they scratch. You know what it sounds like. And I was sitting in there, and I started hearing something at the front door, like in front of it on the floor. And I'm going to tell y'all, do y'all know what it sounds like? When it sounds like when a person is crawling on all fucking floor, like on all fours. I started to hear something move on top of a bag that was near the door. And I was like, I wonder if that's the cat. I don't know how to describe it to you all. It sounded like a person on all fours crawling over the bags and boxes, knocking things down to get to me. And to mind you, the moment I heard it, I was like, that's not our cat. First of all, it was too large to be a cat. And second of all, I heard the cat down the hall. So there's no way. I was like, well, maybe I kept telling myself it was a cat, but this thing crawled so freaking fast. It was like, crawled over the bags, the boxes, got right to me. Mind you, I crisscross. Like, I sit crisscross all the time. So my legs are never on the floor. It's just a habit I've built over time. And I was sitting there crisscross. My towel was over. I had like put my towel over my neck because I was burning up. And so I had started to burn up, at least from what they told me. So I kept it around my neck. And then I am not kidding you. I'm sitting there. So I was sitting there, and this thing gets to me. Okay. It gets to me, and like, I don't know how to describe it to you all. It gets right in front of me. It stops. I'm sitting up, like, it's not reclined. I have my legs crisscrossed, and it sets up. It sets up. It was on its knees in front of me, and when it sat up, I saw the silhouette through the blood. So just imagine, like, all red and just seeing a figure in front of you. And I knew, I moved my eye around and kind of moved my head a little bit, and it stayed in the same place. So it wasn't a blood clot. It wasn't a vein. It wasn't another wave of blood. I knew this was a figure in front of me, and I could hear breathing. And logically, I knew it wasn't the cat, but I told myself, maybe it's the cat. And I know there's no way a cat could be 5 foot freaking tall standing in front of me. So I take the towel, I slowly pull it down as I'm keeping eye contact with this thing. I'm not moving. I'm not hardly breathing. I take the towel, and I was like, if I just drop the towel, she'll run, because she always runs the moment you drop something. I dropped the towel. This thing did not budge. It did not move. Nothing. I could still hear the breathing in front of me, and I could still feel this thing. Like, I could feel the breath on me, seeing this thing sit in front of me. And I felt, and mind you, the kitchen's behind me, the way I'm sitting. And so I feel like something walks up behind me. And our kitchen at this time was pitch black. We very rarely turn the kitchen light on. And so I was sitting there. This thing was in front of me. I felt like something was, like, it's one of those things, you know, if you move or breathe the wrong way, it's going to grab you. It's going to grab you, and something is going to go horribly wrong. I seriously thought if I move, if I even breathe the wrong way, it's going to grab me. And so I'm sitting there for 15 minutes waiting for anybody to come to the house. I don't yell. I don't move. Nothing. I'm sitting there watching this thing, and just slowly, at some point, I blink. I can't, because I blinked several times. This thing did not disappear, did not move. It just slowly faded from my blood, from the blood in my eye. The figure just slowly faded. And then the breathing stopped, and it felt like whatever was behind me backed up. And I remember I slowly put my legs down. And I remember thinking, if I run, it's going to catch me. It's going to catch me if I run. So I remember I moved my legs around to see if it was in front of me still. But I could still feel something there, because I could still hear something moving. So I slowly stood up. I turned. I walked down my hallway. I haven't done this in years, y'all. I hadn't done that in years. I slowly walked down the hall. I got to my room. I flipped on the light because I was like, I just have to make it to my room. I just have to make it to my room and I'll be fine. I'll be safe. I'll be okay. I turned on the light. Y'all, I hadn't done that since I was like fucking 7, 8 years old. I fucking turned on my light switch and I jumped on my bed. I did not fucking walk to my bed. My big ass jumped. I catapulted my weak ass onto that bed and I did not move. I made somebody bring me my food. I wasn't leaving that room. But that is one of the scariest paranormal experiences I have had. Because, yeah, I've had weirder experiences since then, but nothing was as scary as that because also at the time I was physically weak and wasn't able to hardly move. So that's what made it more scary for me. But we've all had a bunch of weird stuff happen in our family. So like nothing really surprises any of us. And when I told my family that, they're like, ooh, that ain't good. And so I also knew it only came around because I was sick at the time. And then of course, to make things even weirder, I woke up the next day perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with me. I wasn't sick anymore. I wasn't cold. It was just one day I had gotten completely sick and that happened. And so still don't know what that was. And I don't care to find out, but that was one of the scariest paranormal experiences I've had. If y'all want to hear any more of my paranormal experiences or want to hear any of my family's, please let me know down below. Like my mom has a story about the time my grandfather heard a banshee. Another time she saw a skinwalker. We have a ton of experiences in our family, like a ton of paranormal experiences. So maybe I'll do a little series on here. If y'all want to see that, it's just my paranormal experiences and my family's paranormal experiences. But yeah, that's really about it. That's just my scariest paranormal experience. Maybe it wasn't scary to you all, but it was scary to me at the time, and I thought that'd be interesting to everybody that wants to hear. And if my sister is playing this for my nephew, because I saw he was watching one of my videos the other day. Hey kiddo, I love you. And hello to my niece, Koa. I love you, sugar girl. I love you. So I really hope they see this. So yeah, that's all I got. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share me out to everybody you know and love. And as always, stay smart, stay wicked, stay alive. And I'll see you all in the next video. Oh God, let's see if I can actually turn this damn thing off.